That was hella annoying. What the hell happened?
I'm like, do you know what? Everything we just did and said totally disappeared, so I can't even upload it to YouTube. So we're just gonna have to do a quick recap so that when I do upload it.
Dickhead. Oh my God, that was so
So,
terrible.
all
Oh.
right, recap. Basically, some dickhead thinks that being gay is population control. We've decided that it isn't. We've also decided that if you're a girl, you're a girl. If you're a boy, you're a boy. Um,
I didn't. Wait, I didn't sign that. I didn't say that.
yeah,
LGBT
okay.
community,
I've
don't come
decided.
after me, B.
I've decided. In my head, I've decided. Yeah, if you've got a willy, you're a boy, and if you've got a fanny, you're a girl. That's what I believe. Okay, I don't
I feel like
understand anything
in
else.
a sense, yes, yes. Well, like it's a like the kind of thing. But then imagine if because there are incidences where people are born in the wrong body. So we can't say that like if you're born with a dick, then you're a boy. You could be a female born with a dick. So
That's
I think that now we now just need to accept this because and the reason why we need to accept this and this may be population control in it. The reason why we need to accept this is simply because like once upon a time all of this shit was hidden. Once upon a time it used to be you can come, you can be like Treasure and then you could just join in. But like once upon a time people used to hide this as a secret. And then I guess that's how transvestites came about, maybe. So if we just kind of limit people to just the gender that they were born in, then maybe that's where we're going wrong. Isn't that a lot?
Yeah, that's true. I'm very naive, and I'm like I just see things like straight to the point. Maybe I don't know. I could be I don't know, but like I just see it like it's just the way I guess it's the way that we're brought up as well. You know, you see things as like you're saying, trousers for boys, skirts for girls. Boy's a boy, girl's a girl. Boy has fruit and veg, girl has nani. Like that's it. Like when people like, I can understand. I can understand if, like you said, being born in the wrong body and you feel like that's not you. I can totally understand that. I mean, when it comes to what sex you are, what toilet are you going into, you need to go by what you've been born with. Like, you can't just decide to go in the ladies' toilets with your fruit and veg if you.
I feel like that's when, society's now basically telling you how to act with your gender because you do not need to go to an all male bathroom to be male. Do you get what I mean? Like that, that's all like, yeah, but then if your male friend was to go to your house, you're not going to say to your male friend, "Oh, you can't go into the toilet because this is an all-female household." Do you get what I mean? So us going to a public toilet and a male using a female toilet, that's all. That's a minor. Like use a female toilet if that makes you feel comfortable. Because maybe there's some men out there that like to sit down when they wee. Do you get what I mean? Some men don't like to. They can't wee standing up. So
on
Friday, go to
Friday,
a female toilet. That doesn't make them any less male.
on Friday, I went out with my friend and we met up with some people in the club, and one of them, he is a transsexual. Is that it? Where you dress up as the other sex? Transvestite,
Okay.
transsexual. Yeah. So he's still
drag. He's a drag queen. Okay.
Yeah. But he does a good job of it. So now, anyway, so my friend needed to go to the toilet, yeah. And at this point, I wasn't with her. And she was like, "Oh, I need to go toilet." And he was like, "Come on then." And she was like, "No, I need to go toilet." Thinking, "You can't come with me. You got to go in the boys." And he was like, "Come on then." And she was like, "No, I really need to go toilet, yeah." And I think she was drunk as well, so she weren't like all thinking about it. And she was like, "I need to go toilet." And he was like, "Yeah, I know. Come on, let's go." So at this point, I think I was already in the toilet because when I come out of the toilet, she had climbed into the cubicle next to me, and I see the guy standing there. And I ran back into the toilet and I stood up on the thing and I'm talking over the thing to her, yeah, and she's like, "Quick, come in my toilet, quick, I'm going to unlock the door." So she unlocked the door and I went in there. I'm standing there and I'm like, "Hurry up." Da, da, da. She was like, "Cassie, have you not seen who's out there?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I was a bit shocked, but then I, no one stopped him. So she was like, yeah. I was trying to explain to him he can't come to the toilet with me, but he just followed me in.
Is he gay?
Yes, yes,
So he's a gay man who likes to dress as a woman.
yes. And he walked straight
So
into the
essentially,
toilets.
so essentially, that would mean that he has more female friends than male friends.
Yeah. He's
So
got the
that means that
weirdest
he's used to coming
hair.
into the female toilet.
Yeah, he came into the female toilet. Yeah, he was in the female toilet. There was girls
That,
in
that
there playing with their bras, tops up, all sorts. And yeah, he was in there.
yeah, but he probably I think the main reason as to why men are not allowed in the female toilets is because there are men who are predators out there. So
But that's what worries
regardless,
me. Because some guys, yeah, I believe, and I've read stories as well, some guys are that desperate they would dress up as a girl so that they could go into the girls' toilets and they could perv on the girls.
obviously there's those fucking weirdos. Those are weirdos. But there are genuine guys who do not, they look at you and they think, yuck, you're
Yeah.
everything about you is disgusting because they like dick. I understand why they like dick, honestly. I really do. But do you get what I mean? So obviously, I think that that again, that's another minor out of a in the whole situation. I think that I feel like I don't even know. I feel like I think like the main issue when it comes to homosexuality is the way we treat them. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm about to say, honestly. I'm just bare thinking out loud.
It's, I don't know, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Like, people are probably going to watch this and think that I'm ignorant because of the way I've been saying things. But like I said, I just see things black and white. Like, to me,
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
it's just, to me, I see things straightforward, black and white. You don't it's like well, them brainstorm things that you drew in school, and you just draw one line and then you got to draw 5 lines from it with this and then 5 lines from that, and like the explanation goes on to an explanation goes on to an explanation. For me, that's long. I just like to see it black and white, straightforward. So
I think that
and that's the problem
you're
with me.
smart. I feel like you're
Ignorance is
smart.
bliss.
That's why you probably see things like that. But I feel like that's just not how the world goes round
Yeah,
anymore. So there's
yeah.
there's a bit of naivety in that. And
I am
I
naive.
think
I
that
am naive, and I think it's a bit of ignorance as well, if I'm honest.
and I think that everyone's a little bit ignorant. Everyone, even the smartest person in the world is probably a little bit ignorant because there's probably things that he doesn't understand or she doesn't understand. Do you get what I mean? I think that it's so difficult to just say, oh, no, it's difficult to accept that it's more than just male and female. Like, how the hell can you be a male and a female at the same time? I don't get that. I don't get it, especially if you wasn't raised like that. If you just one day as an adult said to yourself, yep, I'm male and female, you have to accept me how I am. I'm like, okay. And because of the way society is now, we have to accept it. So obviously, that's difficult. That's friggin' difficult.
Yeah, ignorant is a strong word, Ishmael, but do you know what? I can't think of any other word. Make a pathetic, yeah. I don't know, I can't think of, remember, I'm talking about myself, so I'm not bothered about insulting myself, but I can't think of any other way, like, to say it. Like, see, that's just me, again, not very clever, but we're never going to be able to see from all angles. We're only going to be able to see from one, yeah, and that's our own. That's whatever we see. Sometimes it's hard to, I mean, I try to put myself in other people's places and see things from their point of view, but then I'm always going to go back to my, like, where I started and how I saw it from the beginning. It's weird. It is weird. I mean, okay, yesterday I turned my son's phone on, and my son, he passed away 3 months ago. He was 9. I turned on his phone for the first time since he's passed away, and I found some strange stuff on there. Bearing in mind he's 9, I found
Strange stuff like what?
I found links and to videos and pictures of guys dressed up as girls.
That's funny though. Like I wrote,
Yeah.
as a young boy, his friends probably just sent him that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, before he passed away, I told him to stop because I caught him one day watching a video of that, and I told him to like stop it. I did. I told him to stop. I said, if you want to be a girl, I said that's fine, but stop watching those videos because you're too young. And yeah, it was a bit, yeah, it was weird, but
If your child was to come home one day and say, okay, so mom, I've been researching, you know, all of these things. I know you told me to stop watching it, but I've now realized that I'm not meant to be a boy. I think I was meant to be a girl.
okay,
How would you deal with that?
that's how he feels, isn't it? Like I can't do nothing about that. That's how he feels. That's how he feels. He's still my son. Same way, like I was saying, like these people all make their decisions to do this. So even though I see things black and white, I see it as, well, that's them, innit? That's them. A child's nature is curious. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. But yeah, if it was my son, then it will be the same as anyone else who I see. Like, if that's what they want, then that's their business. That's, you know, that's what they've chosen. Like, if you're gay, you're gay. If you're not, you're not. I'm no one to be able to tell anybody that they shouldn't be gay or they shouldn't be straight. Like, your sex, your gender, that's you. However you want to deal with it is up to you. You're not hurting me. You know, he was my
Okay.
boy. So that's it. Like, he was Kai, but if he wanted to be Kyra, he could be Kyra, innit?
Oh, I think, do you know what? A lot of parents would never say that. A lot of black parents wouldn't say that. Okay, so I don't understand the difference between gender and sex. Okay, I do understand the bloody difference between it. But when people bring it up in conversation, I really don't get it. Are you talking about sex, the sexual acts? Or are you talking about chromosomes and things like that, like the sex of a child? And then with gender, are you talking about females and males? Or
That's
are you
where I get
talking about,
confused. That's where I get
like,
confused.
yeah, it's really confusing. I don't care. I'm not trying to be researching every day. I left school a long time ago. I'm not trying to pick up no big ass textbook and really educate myself in depth. I probably need to because this is my field. But I think that sometimes when people are discussing about certain topics, they use these extremely big words, right, to seem even more smart. And all they're doing is confusing the people whose IQ aren't as low, I mean, aren't as high as them. And I think that it's just, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So,
Yeah, do you know what I always thought? More ignorance probably on
okay.
my part. I always thought gender and sex were the same thing. I mean, I might have to Google it. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I thought they were the same thing. Gender, male, female, etc. Sex, sexuality. That's how I see it. Maybe wrong.
So sexuality meaning, so sex equating to gay, I mean, yeah, equating to your status. So whether you're gay, straight, or okay. So Ishmael says now when you're born, you have undeniable male/female organs, which determines what you are. Then you
That's
gain
what I'm saying.
consciousness and understand what social construct to conform to.
Yeah. So you see where he's saying about the first bit about the undeniable male or female organs. That's how I see it. I see it as, if you're a boy, you're a boy. You're a girl, you're a girl.
So
Oh,
that's sex. So
Kai's
that's
wall.
so
Where's Kai's wall
undeniable male.
showing? How do I check?
Oh,
Look, Kai's
oh,
wall's there. Look.
it's right next to the arrow. So there's
Oh,
the
Kayla.
there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
so Now, wow, all of this is just like, I feel like I'm in a sociology class or something. I really do.
Well, it's
Do you have another
heated here, man.
question?
I'm getting heated. Do I have another question?
Yeah,
What, on topic wise?
topic wise.
Oh, sorry. I'm getting hot in here, man. This is getting heated.
It's getting hot in here, so take up all your clothes. I want getting so hot. Hey, I wanna take my clothes off. I tried to twerk, but it wasn't happening. It weren't working, but I tried.
Yeah, I had another one, but it was I don't know. This is totally different. This is totally off the subject now. Okay, so forget the sex, forget your gender, forget whether you're like man or gal or all of that. Yeah, forget that for a second. This was totally something different topic. Yeah. So
Okay.
I was thinking about this the other day because it's come across my mind a few times. At one point, I was actually planning on doing it myself, but I never did it. I never went through to it, or I never went through with it. I never booked the flights. I never went to where I was supposed to go. But euthanasia,
Assisted suicide.
basically, yeah. I don't know if you know, but there's a place in Europe where you can go to and they give you like a lethal injection and you just fall asleep and die. Now, obviously, not long after my son gone, I thought about it because I thought, you know what, I've got nothing to live for. I've got cancer. There's no point. And I was in a low place. I was in a low place. And I had thought about it, and I'd even asked, I even said to my mum, if one day I disappear, that's because I've taken the flight and I've gone. That being said, obviously I'm in a different place now, and my whole thought, like the whole thing has changed. Like, even my granddad is in hospital at the moment, and at the moment he could pass away at any day because he's got cancer, but he's got it so bad. He's got it in his pancreas, his liver, and his spine. And I know that he's ready to go, but I think euthanasia right now, even though that's probably what he wants, it would be selfish. And I look back at it and I think of myself as selfish for wanting to go through that. So yeah, I wanted to just bring that up as a point. Like, what do other people think of euthanasia? Do you think it's something that people should do, or oh, don't get upset. No, I
I'm
don't want
sorry.
you to
That was so,
don't
oh,
cry.
I'm so sorry. No,
Don't cry for me.
I'm not
You're
gonna cry.
I think
That's one way to not make someone cry. Thank you. Well done. Well done. That was awesome. No,
yeah, Nicole doesn't deal with euthanasia. She cussed the shit out of me when I told her that I was planning on booking that flight.
should
Yeah.
I tell you why she probably cussed you out? She probably cussed you out because you got so much to live for. Like, so much. Okay, I'm gonna just do step by step here with this, with that. I'm gonna use you as an example. Your grandfather, yeah. Please don't be insulted by what I'm about to say neither. I think that I'm just gonna just be abrupt and just say it. I think your grandfather has lived a good life. You said that he's 80.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't even live to be 56. So the
Yeah.
fact that he's reached 80, how many children has he had?
My mum plus three, four.
He's had 4 kids. So that means, yeah, I'm guessing that each 4 of those kids had children as well.
One of them didn't.
So he's got grandkids.
Yeah.
He's had grandkids. So he's been able to work. It's not like he found out at an old age that he got cancer. So he's lived his life. So if he was to turn around tomorrow and say, you know what, I'm going up to Switzerland and no one can stop me, I think that all of you should go and be like, we'll sit by your bedside, because it would be understandable. You don't want him to, he probably has just lived his life and he's ready to go to rest. And that's nice. Yeah. I think in regards to you, I get it. I understand why you would turn around and say, no more. But you can you've got so much more years left in you. And I think
Yeah.
that there are a lot of people who they never made it to their 30th birthday, and that's because they were either killed naturally, it's either a sickness, or they were killed unexpectedly. And I think that, like, you know, if you know that, like, you know, your battle is still going on, and I think that that thought that you had, though it's understandable, it's not necessarily selfish, because God selfishly took your son away. So it's understandable as to why you would want to be with him. It's understandable. But I think that you're meant to wait. I think that you're meant to wait. And I think that there's a reason as to why, I think there's a reason why you're still here, really. So, yeah. But I get euthanasia. I get it. I think that I don't know what it's like to be sick. I don't know what it's like to have someone close to me who is sick. And I would hate if my friend was to tell me that she wants to go through with that kind of procedure, because I would kind of like to say, oh, why do we need to travel? Because if we travel, I'm going to be like, let's have fun. And then at the back of my mind, I'm like, in how many days' time you're going to die? Like, and I'm going to know it. I guess in a sense it's better, because you have the control. But I don't know. I feel like I've waffled so much because I'm so nervous. That question made me nervous.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I just wanted to hear like another view on it. Yeah, part of the reason why I didn't do it is because I feel like Kai was taken too early, and I don't want to go early now. I want to make memories for him, do stuff that he wouldn't have got a chance to do. So that's why I'm still here. And listen to Nicole. Listen to Nicole. Nicole's talking up the things, yeah, about she was going to turn up at the airport and tell everyone I had a bomb. First of all, she's the real bomber. Yeah. Second of all, because I'm a bridesmaid and the godmother to her daughter. Listen, no boy, guys, no more B word in my presence. Oh, that's what you clown. No more B word in my presence, please. Oh, sorry, Esme. About no more B word in her presence. All right. Kapow. Nicole's the real kapow, first of all. But yeah, no, I did realise I've got too many friends. I'm like, listen, Esme, I will bring this up as a topic. Behave. Basically, Esme's Muslim, so she's telling me to stop talking about bombing in front of her because she's not looking to get arrested. Esme, I'll arrest you my damn self. Yeah, I just wanted a second opinion on that topic because I've seen a lot of people in pain recently, last year particular, and obviously I was myself at that point. And at school we talked about euthanasia, and I always thought, yeah,
at school.
Yeah, we had a topic on euthanasia at school. Yes, we did, and yeah, I always just thought, why would you do that? And
I think that
at the same time, it's basically the same as suicide. But the thing is with suicide, a lot of people who commit suicide, they don't really tell. They just go and do it. With euthanasia, you're letting people know, okay, look, I've decided this. I'm gonna go, and you sort of go in a more decent way. But yeah, I still think you should live. You know, you should go the full term and go when you're supposed to go. Don't force it. And that's how my mind has changed in the last few months.
I think that I think suicide and euthanasia is completely different. I used to think suicide was really selfish. I used to think it was this extremely selfish act to take part in, because I thought to myself, that person didn't think about anybody. They just killed themselves.
Mm.
And it wasn't until somebody, and I feel like people who disrupt transport, they're the worst kind of people when it comes to suicide as well. But it wasn't until I was linking some guy, and he worked at the train station, and he was basically saying that there's people out there that they're just like, their last option in life is suicide. And I think when it comes to that point in your life, yeah, where you're thinking there's nothing that you can do but to kill yourself, I think that, number one, people in your life, they've done something wrong, because how is your only option to kill yourself? I think that that's wrong. I think society has done you dirty too. Did you hear of the story of a guy killing himself because he couldn't pay his debts?
Mm. Mm.
He could, and like with that, with him killing himself, the bad mind thing about the whole situation is he thought that his debts would die with him. His debts just got pushed over to his mum. So essentially, there's always other options till that option. And I think that, like, if you communicate, then that's the best thing, and communicate effectively. Don't just talk and not make sense. Literally talk and express every single feeling that you have out there. With euthanasia, obviously, the fact that you can kind of like book in and tell, and before you like die, you just kind of tell people, hey, I'm gonna die on Thursday, so can we celebrate? And then you die. That's different. I think that that's okay, but only if you're terminal, not if you're going through radiation. Radiotherapy? Is that chemotherapy, or anything that is helping you to cure yourself, but also is damaging and hurting your body? If you're at that point, I feel like just fight, and then overcome that, and hopefully, God willingly, it's all in your favor. Then you wouldn't have to kill yourself, you know?
Yeah. We've got Nicole here. She said, live and let live is my thing. I have personally had someone try to kill themselves and I found them, but it's mad. I shouted at them because I know them so much, and I knew it was their last option, but even with me saying that, I can't fuck with it.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, some people ain't tuned to help. It's true.
No, it's true.
I remember I used to
true.
work on the trains, and we had a platform in the station that I worked at that we didn't use. And one day I asked someone and said, why don't we use that platform over there? And they said, because people go over to that platform to commit suicide. And I was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it's happened a few times. And they told me about one, and it just made me think, this woman who committed suicide, she clearly knew that she was making a bad choice and must have felt bad about it, because what she did was she'd gone to like a shop like Sainsbury's or Tesco's or whatever, and she bought loads of toilet tissue, loads and loads of toilet tissue, yeah? And she had like loads of plastic bags full of toilet tissue.
Okay.
And when she jumped in front of the train, she took the tissue with her so that she didn't make a mess.
Oh my God. So she's thought about it, and she knew that, so like, that's horrible. Regardless, that's still horrible. Yeah, I know that I've frozen again as well. Sorry, like, that's my fault. I don't know how to unfreeze myself. But yeah.
Since she was the last one who did it, and since she had done it, they stopped using that platform, simply because people, I think it was 2 people had done it before her, and then she had done it, and then Felicia, no. Not by Felicia. But yeah, she jumped, she went over there. We've got some comments here. Let's have a look. Esme, there's no one that's want to help you but yourself. It's true. Some people about themselves, Nicole says. They're about themselves, and that's what it's like. Even saying, "Oh, I'll be there," blah blah blah. When you get to them, poof, they're gone. It's so true. It's true. It's true. You can really be there for someone and never really know how hard they are suffering inside.
No, it's true. And I think that some people are just so strong-willed that they think that they can do it themselves. So that's why they don't communicate. Listen, I'm the eldest of three. And I've got so many responsibilities in my household that, like, you know, when it's bad, I feel like sometimes I have no one to turn to. Obviously, I can't kill myself because I just can't I just can't do it, honestly. But imagine somebody not as strong as me, who has responsibilities, who has siblings, who has financial instability, who just doesn't feel like they're equipped to be on this earth or to just maintain themselves on this earth. They've tried to talk to friends, and their friends would say things like, "Come on, you're the happiest person in our group." Those kind of statements, yeah, mean that you're kind of like belittling this person's views and statements. You're basically saying that, well, because you always see them happy, that they can't be ever sad. So I think that we need to just understand that you can get to a low point in your life, you know, that low point could just make you think that you do not need to be on this earth. So we can't think of them as selfish anymore. Like, oh crap, I wish I could recite the story that the guy told me, but we can't think of these people as selfish, because you just don't know what they're going through. People could be smiling in your face and actually they are hurting. So we need to be careful.
Nicole gets that all the time. She's always bubbly and happy, and people forget she also gets down. Yeah. Me and Nicole, we've got a tune. When Nicole's down, I know she's down, but also I know that she doesn't like to be pushed to say stuff. So I leave her until she's ready to talk.
Yeah. So I was severely depressed a couple of years ago. And if you know me, you know that I'm the life of the party. I'm the life of the office. I'm just the life of anywhere I am. I've got the biggest smile on my face. Like, it doesn't matter. I could be sad, yeah, and like I can still make you laugh. So like, I'm that kind of person. And I must have gone to my friend and I was like, "Babe, I'm just not happy." And she went, "Shut up, Felicia." And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. That was it. I went back to her like months later and I was like, "I'm not happy, you know, like I'm sad. I'm really, really sad." And like, I was like, and she was like, "What have you got to be sad about?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm just sad, innit?" And she was like, "Listen, her mum had passed away. I think her business had flopped. Like, there was just a lot going on in her life." And she was like, "All of these things are happening to me, so you need to kind of like buckle up." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna buckle up. I'm gonna do this and all of this shit." Months later, I went back and I was like, "Rah, I'm sad, innit? I don't feel good." And I think it was the third time that like I did this whole conversation. And like my friend was like, "You know what? Okay, cool. We need to talk. Let's sit you down and like just kind of explain why you feel sad." Because she couldn't understand why I came up to her 3 times and said it. So I think that like, regardless of how this person may seem, or regardless of how that person may dress or act or what have you, you just need to be able to communicate with your people. That's really it. And you, if you're sad, communicate, innit? Because you just never know.
Esme made a good point just a little while ago. She said, when someone loses all hope, it's hard to see anything else. And that is true. Because I've been there where I've just been like, do you know what, fuck it. Like, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know. And I just sort of dismiss everything that's going on around me and everyone that's around me. So, yeah, it's hard. It's very, very hard.
It is very hard. I mean, life is hard in general. Let's talk about what is after death. This is like my favorite topic.
Okay.
Do you say nothing?
Huh?
What did you say? Did you say nothing?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Although that is one thing that I did think at one point. I thought, you know what, life is life. Once it's done, it's done. But I have felt too much, and like afterlife, if that makes sense. Like I've had experiences and stuff which make me sort of like, yeah, there is something afterlife. Life is just it's just your body is, you know, you've got your spirit. Life is when your body is alive with your spirit. Once your body's gone, your spirit's still there. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, definitely.
Good night, Nicole.
Good night, Nicole. You become pretty butterflies after life. Boy.
Well, I don't think we become butterflies.
Butterflies only live a few days, you know.
Yeah, I definitely think we become butterflies. So one of my theories is that we planet hop. I think that Earth is stop one, and then we go to, I don't know, Mars, and we adapt a whole different body, and our soul, so our consciousness kind of like adapts a new body, and then we die on that planet, and then we go to another planet. All I know, yeah, is once we die, all the people that died before us, yeah, they're probably thinking, bruh, we've been waiting. That is exactly what I think. I think, yeah, that I don't think that there's a heaven or hell in it. Because if there was a heaven, no. If we're to follow the Bible and say, okay, that there's a heaven or hell, God is the most wickedest person in the entire universe, because he's created so much evilness that I just can't comprehend how there can be a heaven or a hell. Because are all the bad people going to go to hell? And are all the good people going to go to heaven? And what about those people that they've done bad and then they repent? Are they going to go to heaven? Like, I don't get that. So I don't think that there's a heaven or hell. I just think that we all just kind of like go somewhere, and then we just see all the people that has died, and we're like, yo, and they're like, yo, and then we just have some big ass party. That's what I think.
They can be both without blaming God. I don't know, man. I don't know about no God or no Jesus or none of that. I'm not religious in it, so for me, like I said, I'm spiritual. I believe in a higher being, but I can't say about whether it's God. I can't tell you whether it's flipping Allah, like Buddha. None of them people there. I can't tell you. So I said, because the kid didn't turn out the way they'd like, right?
No.
Nah.
Wait, that's like saying. Okay, so I'm not blaming God. I just think that this world is such an evil world. Okay, let's take this. I'm gonna say let's take Earth for instance. Obviously, let's take the world for instance. But at this precise moment, yeah, somebody is most probably getting bombed. Not they're dying in their sleep. Not that. Someone is just getting bombed. Now, I'm sure the Bible says we were created in his image. So God intentionally made us this way. So he made us have, you know, a brain. He made us to be able to think, smell, all of these things. But within that, yeah, I guess he made like
about Kapow, sorry. That was my fault. That was my fault.
Why do you always talk about Kapow? I just feel like
she said don't say the B word, so I said Kapow instead of bomb.
Sorry. Okay, okay, someone is just being shot. Shot is better, right? So, like, I just feel like it's very difficult to say, okay, there is a God. Okay, let's eliminate the fact that the acts of man. There are babies born with mutations or illnesses that they can't survive for like more than a few seconds. Or for those people that are, you know, just walking on the road and then, you know, it rains a little bit too much and then they get a cold and then that cold then turns into death. It just doesn't make sense.
Even on Earth because of human free will, but that's a good point. But the thing is, children being born with, you know, brain tumors and all that kind of stuff, how would you explain that? Like, my son passed away from brain cancer 3 months ago. Like, how would you explain that? Because that wasn't free will. He didn't, you know, that wasn't his free will. He didn't say, oh yeah, mummy, I want to get cancer and die this year. Like, I didn't say, yeah, I want Baba, I want you to have cancer and die by the end of the year. You know, I'm sick of you or anything like that. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, that's not free will, is it?
I just can't comprehend. I know that there's a higher being. I know there is. I know that there's a higher being, but I would just like to understand this higher being's like way of thinking, like his whole purpose for human beings. I just think that this is pit stop one in life. And I think that we then move on and we remember all of this, everything that's happening right now. We probably don't remember it to its full capacity, but we remember some of it. And then once we die, yeah, we just meet up in some big ass hall and we're probably wearing white or snowed out and shit. Oh, and then we just see like that auntie that died like how many years ago. You're like, oh my gosh, I miss my auntie. And then there's auntie, and auntie is just running up to you and she's bringing chicken and shit. And she's like, oh.
But that white business, to me, like, no one's got proof that it's white. They have people. Oh
no, my favorite color to wear is white. Like, I love wearing white. Like, it's not white is seen as pure and black is seen as dirty. No. Okay, cool. You don't need to wear white. You can wear pink, you can wear blue, whatever, innit? But I know, yeah, that when I turn up in heaven, yeah, or in the big ass field on Mars. No, not snow. I mean like snowed out, like in all white shit. I'll be having like proper white teeth. My eyes, because you see how my eyes kind of look red. My eyes will be white. Shit, it'll be sick. What the thing? But I feel so excited. Like, I don't know why I'm so excited talking about death, but I'm
scared of death, so I understand how you feel. Death doesn't bother me. What bothers me is leading up to the death, the pain and stuff. She wants to wear some chrome ting, maybe rose gold. Oh my god.
You know what? I can dig rose gold, like, you know, just walking or looking metallic and shit. But I'm not scared of death neither. I think that obviously the only thing inevitable in life is death, and I think that we really need to remember. We need to remember that as human beings. I think that a lot of people think that they're gonna live till eternity, and I don't think anyone wants to. Oh shit! I don't think anyone wants to live till they're 400 years old.
Have you?
Number one, that's gonna be uncomfortable.
The first person to live to 1,000, they believe, is currently alive. like, because they've got like all the technology now to keep you alive and all that rubbish. Death is difficult for the ones behind. That's right, Esme. They basically, they're saying that whoever's the first person to live to 1,000 is currently alive in this era right now.
What, no bring-ins? Okay. No bring-ins. I don't know.
You got a Zoom, remember?
I don't know. I don't know anything, Dan. You shush.
That wasn't your...
Sorry, guys. Whatever. Sorry, I really need my charger. Okay. Before my phone dies.
We've done pretty well because we've come up to 46. I'm time watching again.
Okay, I can see people again. This is awesome. Death is difficult for the ones left behind. Yes, it's very true. There's a theory. No one will live that long.
To 1,000 years, yeah. I thought that was bollocks as well.
Who wants to? Can you imagine if we
how
actually
many
live
generations
to...
you're going to go through in your family if you live to 1,000? You're going to meet your great grandchildren.
But can you imagine how your body will be if you're living to the 1,000? Like, are you living to the 1,000 and you have the body of a 30-year-old? Are you living to 1,000 and you have the body of an 1,000-year-old woman?
This is it. Yeah? You could live to 1,000 in a vegetative state, basically.
Oh,
they're just going to keep your body going. That's what I think.
You're not actually living. So
yeah,
your body is there, but you're unconscious. So you're sleeping.
Yeah, basically, I think, yeah. So basically, they're just going to make you dream for 1,000 years, then cut off the machine. I think.
Nah, bruv. All of that don't make sense because your original doctor, is dead. Your original doctor is dead. The doctor that was under the original doctor has also died. And there's like 40 other doctors down the line. And then you now wake up, you got some next doctor. And then you're like, "Raw, where's Dr. Naeem?" And then your doctor's like, "Bruv, he's dead." And then you're like, "But why did he not like live for 1,000 years like me?"
It might be a robot by these times.
Bruv, I would just be like, I'll be like, "You had to kill me now because I'm not living under no robots. I'm not doing it. I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
Kill me today."
In it, I'm not having it at all. Once the world becomes robotic, I don't know what the word is, but once the world becomes like that, I'm not down. I'm not down for AI technology. I'm really not. It really scares me, actually. I don't want to be dependent on a robot.
All I'm down for is flying cars because I love to drive. So
to fly would be awesome, right?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Once one of you lot are flying in the sky, I'll be riding on the road because it's going to be less congested. So that means I can do some real zooming whilst all of you lot are stuck in traffic in the sky. I'm cool. I'm cool with being on the solid ground.
Oh gosh. Oh dear. Let me see the time. I'm still time watching. I need to stop this. We've got 10 minutes.
Okay. I'm really cold, hence why my hands are inside my top. It's like
I'm freezing as well.
God. Jesus Christ. No matter what we do in this house is freezing.
I wouldn't speak to you about houses, but I'll message you afterwards. That's a conversation between me and you.
Okay. Okay. So how many minutes? Last 15.
10, but we can wrap it up. That's cool.
No, we can't. Okay, so Oh crap! I can't even go through my phone to look at the questions that I've written down. This is really annoying. Like once
All
you're
right,
on Instagram, you're on it.
yeah,
Like
okay,
I'm not
I've got
even
one. I've
trying
got
to.
one, and this will be a quick one as well. That's right. So
Cool.
girls, guys say like when a girl gets pregnant, oh, she trapped me. Da, 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 da.
Oh my
Do you
god.
believe? And this was brought up to me because this has actually happened. Do you believe that a guy could trap a girl and purposely get her pregnant to stay in her life?
Yeah. Yeah. I know a guy that did that.
And then they turn
Yeah.
around and chat
Oh
shit.
my
Yeah,
god.
she trapped me, bruv. No, you trapped her. Shut your mouth.
Sometimes you. I know a guy, yeah, that literally used to put the put a hole in the condom, and like he got this girl pregnant, and she was like, "How the hell did I get pregnant? We always use condoms." And he was like, and it wasn't until like the child turned like 2 or something that he was like, "Oh, by the way, XYZ," and then yeah. What are you even gonna do if a guy said to you, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna trap you and I want to keep you"? You're not gonna be like, I mean, sorry, if a guy trapped you, you're not gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna abort this baby because this is what you did." Like, I don't
He's
think
got
he
you.
would.
He's got you.
He's got you. Oh shit! Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, he's got
Wait,
you.
you
He's got
said that
you.
it happened to you.
No, not me. Not me. Me and my son's dad. We knew what was going on, but no. My friend was talking about it yesterday. Funny enough, about a guy who tried. He tried it with her, but luckily she didn't fall pregnant. But yeah,
Oh,
he tried it with
lucky.
her. Yeah, and he done basically the exact same thing that you was just saying about the holes, and he told his friend, which then come back to the girl, to my friend, and yeah, we was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? He already got 2 baby mums and he was trying to get a third.
Oh, he was trying to get a flirt. That's disgusting. Yes, women do it more than men. Okay, cool, obviously. But men run away from women more than women run away from their responsibilities. So
Yeah,
potato, potato. It's just kind of
yeah, men just run and just go about their business, but women, they stay and look after. Although I do know a couple of single dads with the kids, like the mum's not even anything to do with the child's life by choice, which is
I
just
feel that's so weird. I find that so weird when, a woman not neglects but walks out of their child's life. I don't get
like when
that.
they don't have a natural motherly instinct at all.
Then why have the child? Like I don't think abortion is a bad thing. Obviously, I understand if you constantly do it. Like if you're constantly aborting kids, that makes no sense. But if you know that you do not want children and you do not want to be a mother at any point, and you know that once you give birth to this child, that child is going to their father, just don't have it. Just don't have it. Why? Because like that child's just gonna grow up and think that you're a bitch. So why? No, women. Okay, so Ishmael, there are women right now that are going through this whole, they know they do not want to have children, so they want their tubes tied. Like, have you heard of this, Cassie? You haven't. So there's a lot. There's a, I don't say a lot. I don't know if it's a lot, but there's an amount of women who are like, they do not want kids. So since they do not want kids, they want to become sterile. Is that the word, sterile? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wait. He's just said here, women find out they're on it fairly late. That's what happens with postnatal depression. No, that's a totally different thing, I think, personally. Obviously from having a child myself and seeing other people with children, postnatal depression is more when you have the child but you're just not bonding the way you wanted to. So you could be so excited to have a child. and then the child comes out and it's just like, it's such a shock, and it's like, okay, you're not bonding very well, but that's not because you don't have a motherly instinct. That's just because your body's in shock, and it's not how you thought it was going. Like, it's not how you. Like, put it this way: when I first had Kai, we was in hospital, and we had to stay in hospital because he was really small, and you don't get a book when you're, you know, when you have a baby. They don't tell you how it's supposed to be. And I remember the first bath I gave to Kai, I actually went to the nurses and asked them, I was like, can I bath my baby? And they were like, of course you can, you're the parent. And it was like, it was that moment I thought, oh my God, you know what, I haven't been told how to do this parenting thing, but I'm going to do it. And I did it. Like, one of the things I can say that I never ever failed on was the fact that I was a good mum.
There's no duration. There's no duration with.
I know some people that have had it like good 6 years or so. Postnatal
6 years? That's not postnatal anymore. That's just depression. Full stop. Like, that makes no sense. Like, I think the duration is basically baby years.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's different types. There's different levels of postnatal. I think
you get some people that they're so used to their freedom and they can be selfish as they want, whatever. And then they've got a baby all of a sudden, and it's just like, oh, damn, my life's gone. Then they get depressed.
No, there are some women who do not want children at all. They're different to women who are unsure of whether they are good enough to be a mother, and then they start feeling depressed. That's different. So women who walk away from their kids, they're walking away from their kids because they're walking away. Yeah, they're just walking away. Obviously, some of them could be suffering from postnatal, but like, and if they come back, then they most probably was. But there's different types of like levels of postnatal. I don't know why I just said that last bit, but yeah. I think that
we've got 2 minutes.
Oh shit! Are we only going to do an hour? Oh my God! Are you sure we should only do an hour? Because we did have that like 10-minute
yeah, no, this
time.
this is an hour since we came back online.
Oh, swear down.
It's going to cut us off in 2 minutes anyway.
Oh God! Well, that's the end of tonight's what are we called again?
Hump Day Chronicles. Oh yes.
That's really bad.
I'm going to post a video on YouTube. Yeah. So let me just have a look. We've only got Ishmael in there, I think. Oh, and Esme. So I'm going to post a video on YouTube, so that you guys can tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to listen out while they do their housework. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Listen out while they're doing their housework or whatever. Write their comments, subscribe, like, do your thing. Even if you've got to write bad stuff and I have to cuss you out, do it.
Follow me on Instagram, guys. My name is Felicia_Olutis. Don't know. Show. Oh yeah. I don't know what the fuck that was, Mira, but
we've got 16 seconds remaining, so guys, I'm gonna see you next week. And I love you all.
Have a good night. Bye.